are going to write our final draft of our letter to our parents of what exotic pet we think we should have and why. So I'm going to make sure that I have my rough draft from yesterday that I either wrote in my writer's notebook or on a piece of paper, and I'm going to have that in front of me. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is make sure that I am in today's reading slides and I am on this slide. Okay, now the first thing we always do when we write a letter is write the date. So today is December 4, 2020. And that is the first part of my letter that I have, okay? Now remember, the next part of our letter is our greeting. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to erase all these words and I am going to write my greeting. So I'm going to look back in my letter from yesterday and see what my greeting was. And I wrote, Dear Mom, okay? Now I'm going to put a comma and enter down to the next line. I'm not going to keep typing on this line. I'm going to enter down to the next one. Now I can start typing my letter, okay? So I think I should have a pet elephant if I had an elephant. I could ride him to work. Okay, as I'm typing, I see that it looks like I maybe spelled some things wrong in my writing on my rough draft yesterday, and I can tell that because there are red lines under some of my words, and that means I didn't spell them right. So I'm going to right-click on that word, and I'm going to go up here, and do you see where it says, did you mean elephant? And I can click on that, and it fixed my spelling for me. And I'm going to do that over here too. Okay? So I've got part of my letter, and I'm going to keep typing now, and as I type, I'm going to check and see if I have any other mistakes that I might need to fix. So I'm going to keep typing, and I'm going to use that transition word I put in yesterday. Next, if I had a pet and I'm going to look back because I spelled elephant wrong in my writing yesterday, but now I know how to spell it right because I put it in right here correctly. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at that spelling and I'm going to spell it correctly. Okay, so if I had a pet elephant, I would always have a swimming buddy. Okay, let's see. Now I'm going to go to my last reason. Lastly, elephants, and I'm going to look back at that spelling, are the cutest animal ever. Okay, now I'm going to look and see if I have any other mistakes that I need to fix. So I'm going to start with the very beginning. Dear Mom. Okay, that looks good so far. I think I should have a pet elephant. That looks good and everything is spelled right. And I have my capital letters and my punctuation at the end. If I had an elephant, I could ride him to work. Oh, I see another mistake. I spelled something else wrong. I need to put an E at the end of this word. I accidentally had the word rid. I needed to put an E to make it ride. Okay, now I'm going to keep reading. Next, if I had a pet elephant, I see something else wrong. Up here, I forgot to capitalize the word I. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to fix it. I had a pet elephant, I would always have a swimming buddy. I see two problems. I need to make this B a little b, a lowercase b, because it's the middle of a sentence. It should not be uppercase. And I forgot my punctuation at the end of my sentence. So I'm going to put a period. Okay, so far so good. Lastly, elephants are the cutest animal ever! Exclamation mark. That sounds good. Okay, so now I have the date of my letter done. I have the greeting of my letter done, and I have the body of my letter done. Now I'm going to enter down again so that I can do the closing of my letter. Remember, the closing is towards the very end of your letter, okay? So I'm going to write, love your sweet daughter. It looks like I spelled sweet wrong. Sweet daughter. And now I'm going to enter down one more time to put my signature, and that's the last part of our letter. Miss Cottrell. Okay, so now I'm going to look at my writing. Do I have a date? Yes, I have a date. And I have my greeting, Dear Mom. I have the body of my letter, which is all this writing, and it tells my mom what pet I think I should have and why. I have my closing, love your sweet daughter, and I have my signature, Miss Cottrell. It looks like I have all the parts to my letter. Now it's your turn to do this, writing a letter to your parent about what animal you should have and why. Remember, you need to make sure you have your rough draft from yesterday to type up this letter for today.